today to Babu. I really appreciate that you were just singing along with us. That was, or singing even before us. That was really great.
Yeah,
So
Joe,
welcome.
I have to just ask Tababu something. Tababu, it's Greg. How is it that you have your New Year energy 365 days a year?
Hello.
I stay in the sun.
So hi, everybody. Welcome. We are live and ready to roll. It's really good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to say greetings to Greg Lewis. Greg, we're really, really glad you're here today. And Deborah's living room in Kentucky. Hello, Deborah. And Kathleen in Albuquerque. Nice to see you. Amy in DC. Nice to see your ceiling light. Hello. And Karen in Arizona. Hello. Sheila in Florida. Carolyn in Idaho. Great to see you again. And Busy in Silver Spring, Isabel in Florida, Bonnie in Idaho, Kathy in Virginia, Ann in the DMV area, Toby in California. It's a weekend and we have our Toby back. Beth in Kentucky, Lisa in Indiana, Janet and Peter in Toronto. It's so nice to see everybody's faces. Susan in Idaho. Susan, I was in a meeting yesterday with one of your nieces. Very exciting. Martha in Oregon. And Tababu, it's great to see you. I think it might be your first time with us. I'm not sure, but we're happy that you're here. Tababu is a DC area coffee shop kind of a guy and does amazing things. Dell, welcome. Issei Barnwell, we're so glad you're in the house. Nice to see you today too. Issei Barnwell is one of our regular song leaders and also comes from the DC area or DC itself. But Barry Galiff, hello. I don't know if you're gonna have a recorder out for us today. We'll be excited to see if you're playing along. There it is, I knew it. Annette in California, hope everything is doing okay there with the smoke. We know you are in tough times there. Norris, great to have you today. And Susan, great to have you. And let's see, Impact 2, I don't know who you are, but hello, and really glad that you're with us. Nice to see you. And hello also to my mom in New Jersey, Melinda in Vermont, Sandy, Jennifer, Lynn in Connecticut, and others. I'm gonna double check the waiting room right now to see if we've got more. Yep, here we go. And incoming, we've got Hindi and Dan and some folks who I don't know yet. Glad to see everybody here. And hello also to everybody on Facebook Live. We're really glad you're joining us too. If you're new to us, we would love it if you would put your state and your country into the chat box, please. So Happy New Year. A fun thing to say when, of course, we're used to saying Happy New Year to the icicles and the wind and the snow. And today we get to say it in the midst of a fall seeming month. And what we're really excited to have with us today, Munit Mesfin and Ayana and Mazin are performing with us, which we're very excited about. And I'm going to tell you a few quick things. In the chat box, we have my email address in case you have questions or want to get on our daily list where we send out the lyrics in advance. Today's lyrics were particularly beautiful because there was all of the Amharic writing, which is lovely. There's also a donate link if you're able to help support our performing artists. And I do want to say thank you to my tech guy of the day, who is Nico. And I also, let's see, wanted to ask Munit, before she begins her beautiful song, if she would be so kind as to tell us a little bit. We were talking about this earlier, about the different cultures that are also celebrating New Year's today and a bit about your tradition. Thank you, welcome, and really glad to have you three.
Impact to Sarah Muse, my beloved wife.
Thank you everyone. We're very glad to be here with you. We're going to take you back in time. We're time traveling today because currently in Ethiopia the year is 2013. So it is now 2013 in Ethiopia, so you can always feel 7 years younger when you come there and visit us. And this is the Ethiopian calendar. It's very different from the Gregorian one that we're using here. So there's a 7-year difference. There's also the fact that in Ethiopia we actually have 13 months. So you know how you guys have this very complicated, January has 31, February is 28, 29, and then there's a March and you have to use the knobs on your fingers to remember which one is which. In Ethiopia, we've kind of simplified it in that each month has 30 days. Ta-da! So 12 months have 30 days, that makes 360, and then that leaves us with a 13th month of 5 or 6 days, depending on if it's a leap year. So 5 days for 365 and 6 days for 366. So we have 13 months. For the longest time, our brand used to be 13 months of sunshine. Clearly, there are some deserts in Ethiopia that have 13 months of sunshine, but where I grew up, there were many months of rain. I grew up in Addis Ababa, the capital, where the rainy season was really cold and really wet and really moist and really gray. So 13 months, branding does what it does. So I'm going to be singing a song called Abebayehosh. Abebayehosh is a girl song that normally girls that are in their 14, 15, 16-year-old ages perform. This is an Amharic song full of a lot of beautiful Amharic words. It's about young girls who are now almost back in the days, ready for marriage, around 14, 15, 16. It is what it is. There's still a lot of early childhood marriage in Ethiopia, a thing that we're going to be continuing to fight against because we want girls to live long as girls and be free as girls before they become wives and mothers. But this is a particular song that's like, I am ready, I am fertile, I'm here to make the next generation. And they're kind of going from place to place, slightly just singing, and the boys will follow them trying to find which girl they'd like to try and get attention from. And they go from house to house saying, I don't have a house yet, but when I find somebody, I'm going to come in and build a house. So it's kind of like, problematic, like a lot of children's fairy tales, like the Grimm brothers or whatever it is, but it is what we sing as girls from house to house. So my girls are going to do their best for the fact that and with this New Year's, like Joe mentioned, it's definitely celebrated within Ethiopia and Eritrea, and it's also the Coptic New Year in Egypt. I think they call it Nairuz. So there's a lot of East African up and down the Nile that are all in that celebratory mode. And it's also for us, the reason it makes sense that New Year's is in September, sometimes on the 11th, sometimes on the 12th, is because it goes from the rainy season to the beautiful spring era, when all of the flowers come to life, when all of the farms are coming to fruition and everything is beautiful and golden and bright and everything is growing now. So it's kind of going from this wet and dark, gloomy kind of winter to this bright and sunny and shiny day. So there's a lot of that also within a lot of this. So I hope that you will enjoy our performance. Are we ready?
Yes.
Whew. All right, let's do this. Hobilan metan hobilan,
Hobilan meta hobilan,
mama lubilan, hobilan metan hobilan, ababa lubilan.
hobilan.
But I have to teach you what you have to do. I'm gonna start singing Abebayehosh, and you're gonna say lem lem. So lem lem means fertile. So all you're gonna be saying is fertile, Abebayehosh, fertile, but it's like lem lem. So Abebayehosh, lem lem, Abebayehosh, lem lem, barinteroche, lem lem, gubetera, lem lem. She has a question.
What is Abebayehosh lamb? Abebayehosh?
Abebayehosh means did you see the flower? So Abebayehosh is did you see the flower both from the winter to this beautiful shiny springy time, but also in the hint hint wink wink, it's also have you seen your flower? And I'm gonna men just handle it. Have you had your girlhood time flow? Is also the hint hint wink wink, pubescent puberty based question. Are you fertile enough to be married? All right. Politically incorrectly, whatever. We're moving forward. Ready? 1, 2, from the beginning. Hobilan metan hobilan,
Hobilan meta hobilan,
ababa lubilan, hobilan metan hobilan, mama lubilan, Abebayehosh lam lam, Abebayehosh lam lam, barinteroche lam lam, gubetera lam lam, እንጨት ሰብሬ lam lam, ቤት እስክሰራ lam lam, እንኳን ቤትና lam lam, የለኝም አጥር lam lam፣ እደጃጃለሁ lam lam፣ ኮከብ ስቆጥር lam lam፣ ኮከብ ቆጥሬ lam lam፣ ስገባ ቤቴ lam lam፣ ትቆጣኛለች lam lam፣ እንጀራ እናቴ lam lam፣ አደይ የብር ሙዳይ ኮለል በይ፣ አደይ የብር ሙዳይ ኮለል በይ። Next. እቲ አበባሽ እቲ አበባይ፣ አሬ እቲ አበባይ፣ እቲ አበባሽ ስትለኝ ከርማ፣ አሬ እቲ አበባይ ስላኝ ሄደሽ ባምኒ ጨለማ፣ አሬ እቲ አበባይ፣ አሬ እቲ አበባይ፣ አሬ እቲ አበባይ፣ እቲ አበባይ፣ አሬ እቲ አበባይ። ይሸታል ዶሮ ዶሮ፣ ይሸታል ዶሮ ዶሮ፣ የማምዬ ጓሮ ጓሮ ይሸታል ጠጅ ጠጅ ይሸታል ጠጅ ጠጅ ያባብዬ ደጅ ከብረው ይቆዩን ከብረው በአመት ቆንጆ ልጅ ወልደው 30 ጥጋት አስረው ከብረው ይቆዩን ከብረው ከብረው ይቆዩን ለአመት በፍቅር በበረከት በሰላም በአንድነት ከብረው ይቆዩን ለአመት Let's try that part ከብረው ይቆዩን ለአመት ከብረው ይቆዩን ለአመት ከብረው ይቆዩን ለአመት And that last part means I hope that you will be wonderful until next year, that you will have a beautiful child, normally a son, and that you have 30 cows that have calves so that you can have plenty of milk and meat, and that you will also have love and happiness until we meet again next year. Yeah, you did it, ladies. You did it. And this song can be much longer and it has 10 different parts, but for this time being, I think this will be a kind of a good introduction to Abebayehosh, and now you know you have to go lem lem and let the world know how fertile you are.
Munit, thank you so much. And thank you to Mizan and to Ayana. That was absolutely beautiful, guys. I really love it. Good thumbs up back at you there. And we do have somebody actually popped into the room whose first name is Mesfin. Is that common, Munit? That Mesfin
I mean, that's my last name.
I know, I saw that. So that's so
yeah, and it means
Mesfin.
prince. That means like Mesfin was actually a title, like a prince type of situation. So yeah, it's a pretty common name.
That's great. So hello, Prince in the room. We're really glad to see you. And Munit, the singing of the Lem Lem was really fun. And I know everybody in the room is going to be excited when we sing it on the way out. So hang tight. You're going to get to sing Lem Lem again on the outgoing. I'm going to look and see if there are any questions or comments for Munit in the chat box. If you guys have anything you'd like to ask. There are wishes for healthy and safe and joyous New Year's. And there's someone who's just put in, I'm afraid I'm a faded flower, possibly wilted. That's funny. For all of us oldsters in the room, I'm agreeing. Greg Lewis, I see you. We were taking comments in the chat, but I'm going to unmute you. Does anybody else want to pop anything in the chat while Greg is talking? Greg, go ahead.
Great. So Munit, nice to meet you, not over email. But I wanted to ask, number one, what does your full name is not Munit. It's starts with an S, I think, right?
Munit Mesfin Champagne. That's my alter official ego. It's Munit Mesfin Champagne. And actually, it's funny. Munit is the name my grandmother gave me, like a nickname. So it's actually the nickname all my family and my friends know me as. If anybody's calling me Safanit, I know it's an official issue, like something to do with my passport or my education. Unfortunately, fortunately, I met my husband in school, so he's the only person that actually calls me Safanit all the time. So, but my official name is Safanit Mesfin.
And what does Safanit mean, and what does Munit mean?
I'm glad you asked. Safanit was a name given to me by my uncle, who was an Amharic language grammar teacher. And grammar in Amharic is called Sawaso, and his name was Sawaso, so he was a grammar teacher whose name meant grammar. And my father's name was Mesfin, Prince. He wanted to kind of make a poem with my name. So Safanit is kind of like a woman of power, like she came upon the throne. So I'm Safanit Mesfin, woman of power. On the flip side, my grandmother called me Munit, and Munit means small, sweet, and lovely. So I'm a small, sweet, lovely woman of power, and I can live with that.
I need to say a couple of things, and I'm sorry if this repeats anything that from your prior times, but people need to know, particularly with the song that was being seen. Munit does a lot of what she does is work to empower girls, and this is a huge deal, obviously, and she spends a lot of time and a lot of effort, not just with her daughters, but with girls of all kinds. Yep. And it's very, very powerful. So I think that fits your name. I also want to let people know about Tababu. He is not just Mr. Coffee Shop, but I'll tell you that in a minute. He is a community activist and someone who has been at the heart of the Ethiopian community in Silver Spring for a long, long, long time. We've been friends for now, I don't know, 15 years, but he puts together, he brings people together. And one of his big project, he became one of the at the Second Benefit Corporation in Maryland. He has been attempting to pull together coffee farmers, thousands of them in Ethiopia, to get out the middlemen and give them a better percentage of their profits and connect them with this country. And the project is coming again to fruition now. But he is a master at these kinds of things. And you need to remember the name Blessed Coffee, and look for it. And he also, back when we did Festival Day, where we were bringing in 12 performers from 12 countries, we Washington Rebels, 12 countries on 5 continents. That's when I think I first met Tababu, and and we had, Ethiopian performers. It was wonderful, along with many, many others. And then Tababu started his festivals in Silver Spring, and we might have had, a few hundred people. He had thousands of people from Ethiopia and elsewhere filling the streets of Silver Spring. It was absolutely extraordinary. And he brought artists and from all across the United States and Ethiopia and this and that. So I just want Tababu to get his fair due, and Munit, for the work they are doing in bringing people together and helping the world.
Thank you so
Greg.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. And thanks, Busy, for putting Tababu's Blessed Coffee link into the chat box. And Tababu, actually, I was hoping you would unmute and say a little hello. And
Yes. First, Greg, thank you so very much. That's wonderful. But on the other side of the coin, there is this beautiful woman who is the backbone of my audacity. Everything you've said, I've done with a belief, with a love and support. My wife, Sarah Muse. Thank you for that wonderful. Next to that, Munit. Wow, delightful minute. That was really amazing. I want to say that sound, that energy, comes only once in Ethiopia. The flower and that song, and it's a special moment. You don't hear it any other time. Just when the winter goes, the winter goes behind, the mountains are green, the flowers are there, people are happy. It's a special moment, and hearing it takes me back to my childhood. Thank you. Busy, I love you. The Ravens, I love you. You all crazy people, I love you. You make my humanity sane. And the other world is crazy, but I find.
so, Tababu, I think that might be the quote of the daily antidote for like the last entire 160 some odd days. You make my humanity sane. Is that what you just said? Like,
Yes.
That's what we're all trying to do in this world and in this room. In the midst of like complete insanity, we're trying to find our humanity in here and keep ourselves and hopefully the people we touch sane. So Tababu, thank you for a beautiful quote. I think I'm going to put that on the website, actually. The daily antidote makes my humanity sane. That was what you actually said, right, Tababu? Not Munit. You said the daily antidote.
No. Well, I find my humanity in her too. I see my humanity in her, but I find myself in you. I find my sanity with you, because it's crazy out there for giving me the gift on happy on a new year.
Tababu, thank you so much. That was totally beautiful. And everyone in the room, I think, agrees very much. Having Munit in the room with us makes us feel better. And Munit, your voice is beautiful, and what you bring is always beautiful. And your 2 charming, lovely, amazing daughters who willingly and without any grief or grumpiness participate every time.
Every time, without complaint. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We love it. You guys are amazing. So,
And Gerald, I have to tell you that I told Munit there are not many people around whose smile match yours, Joe. And Munit is one who does.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm hot now. I need to turn on the fan, turn on the AC. I feel embarrassed.
That's awesome. All right, Munit, we're going to also make our smiles the logo of the Daily Antidote moving forward. We'll just take a picture of our smiles. Gang, it's so good to be in here in this room full of people who look today like they're having maybe an easier day than yesterday. And I'm really super glad that we actually can be a part of a Ethiopian New Year celebration and a New Year celebration from other cultures as well. And Munit, I'm so grateful. And because we would like to sing Lem Lem a few more times, would you guys mind doing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, just to mention that on Monday the 21st, there'll be a virtual community family sing with Busy in the Carpe Diem community. So please join us there. The girls will be there, and it's going to be a lot of beautiful people. It's African Heritage Month now, the September month. So hey, come over and enjoy that with us. I think Chinobe from Uganda, Lilo Gonzalez, Diana Saez, Sikan, a lot of beautiful people coming on the 21st. Also, just a reminder, for all those resolutions that might have died on the second or third week, you have now an opportunity to resolve again. You can borrow our New Year's and be like, hey, it's New Year's somewhere, and then take that with you. Are you ready? We're going to dive
That's
Lem Lem. All you got to do, say Lem Lem. Don't worry about how fertile we actually are. We are mind fertile. Ready? 1, 2, ready. Abebayehosh, lem lem. Abebayehosh, lem lem. Abebayehosh, lem lem. Gebu besera, lem lem. Tesebre, lem lem. Betes kusera, lem lem. Enquan betina, lem lem. Yelenge mother, lem lem. Edejajalo, lem lem. Kokab sikote, lem lem. Kokab kotere, lem lem. Sigaba bete, lem lem. Tikotanyalesh, lem lem. Enjera nate, lem lem. Adai yebe budai kolel bay. 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 Thank you so much for having us and for celebrating our New Year's with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Munit. That was absolutely beautiful. So happy to sing with you again today. And thanks again to Mizan and to Ayana. Super glad to sing with you guys again too. Mizan and Ayana, you guys have in common the fact with Nico that you guys are being dragged into all kinds of forced child labor simply because you happen to get the moms you happen to get. So thank you so much, guys. Munit, always beautiful to have you. Tababu, thank you for joining today. Issei Barnwell, thank you for joining. It's fun to have some of our other performers in the room with us as well. And I'm going to say goodbye now to everybody on Facebook. Thank you so much for being with us today. And goodbye.